Nick, can you describe what you were looking for in that final play and just what happened on that play?
I think I should have just took my time maybe a little bit more, but I was just trying to get downhill. I got to where I wanted to, just missed it. I got to make it.
John?
For whoever wants to take it, kind of how do you sum up kind of what went wrong for you guys? You have that 12-point lead with 12 minutes to go, and then obviously that happened.
I just feel like, we took our foot off the gas, Shots wasn't falling, all around for us today. And, we had that lead with just, toughness plays, rebounds, offensive rebounds, and then maybe got a little bit comfortable. Something, we spoke about, and we're just looking forward to the next game.
Jim?
John, I know you guys like to shoot three-pointers and sometimes shoot them well. Is 37 too many today, do you think?
Probably. I think we should attack more. I think we got in the bonus, so we need to keep the pressure on them. But I think we shot some good ones. Like in the first half, I think they were good inside-out threes. We were touching the paint. Just got to get in the gym and get back to it, knock them down.
Nolan, you guys ended up over here.
Sorry.
You guys were 10 for 20 on layups, had a handful of shots blocked. What did they do to you guys on the interior that kind of made that so difficult?
Yeah, they use their length really well. Obviously, they're not super tall guys, but they got length and they play hard down there. So, after a couple shots get blocked by us, just shot faking and using maneuvers to get around them, I don't think we did a good enough job at that. And just instead of trying to go through them, maybe, making some plays around them, credit to them. They played really good interior defense.
Piggybacking off that question, John, what did you see defensively from USC that kind of slowed you down in the second half?
I think we beat ourselves up. I think, they're a talented, good team. They play some great defense, but I think we've played much better defense on paper and scored against them. So I think we just beat ourselves up, like little stuff at the rim. Starts with me, finishing around the rim. Being shot ready and making my shots. So I think we beat ourselves up on the offense, and I don't think, they had a great defensive stops down the stretch, but I think that just us, just getting back in the live and getting back to our principles, like shot faking when guys are jumping or playing off 2 feet in traffic. So little stuff we can just fix up. That's the easy fix.
Michael?
No, and it seemed like Nick was creating a lot of gravity with his drives. I guess how could you guys better take advantage of that, and especially on those kick-out threes?
I think just knocking them down. Some days ball goes in, some days they don't. And when they go in, everyone's happy that we're winning, and everything's sunshine and rainbows. And when they don't, you got to find other ways to score the ball. Obviously, Nick's one of the best in the league at getting downhill and creating and finishing. So it's on us to knock him down, and when he kicks it out. But if they're not going down, you got to find other ways to score.
Kim?
John? John, they felt like USC got to the free throw line pretty consistently down the stretch. Was that just a matter of them being more aggressive as an offense, or were you guys doing something on defense that maybe led to more fouling?
I think we were bailing them out on some of them, just reaching, slapping. Little things that we talked about that, they do. They get to the free throw line a lot. I think Azar I think he shoots the most free throws in the country. So, little things like that. We know they got the whistle on their side, so don't, bail them out. Because they took some bad shots that we could have just, played some good defense on and just rebounded, going out there.
John, go ahead, please.
John, obviously uncharacteristic for you to have 5 turnovers. Kind of what were they doing specifically for you to maybe get you kind of a little bit more out of rhythm?
Just slow down. I think my one with Nolan, just slow down. 2 turnovers where I try to get it to him, just slow down a little bit. And that's pretty much it. But that's just on me, just taking care of the ball as a leader, as a guy who's been here. No, we don't turn the ball over that much. So just on me to take care of it.
The numbers from a shooting standpoint tell a lot of the story, but I didn't think that was the entire thing, and you have to be able to overcome rough shooting afternoons. And I didn't think I didn't like our start from a defensive standpoint. And obviously, we clawed our way back there. But you give a team that really feeds off the confidence, and specifically Mazzaro, give them that confidence in the first half. And then obviously you have to be able to put the ball in the basket. But I felt also the defensive glass. Several in the first half, 5 I believe, but eight offensive rebounds on 19 misses is a percentage that roughly in the 40s, way too high. And specifically when you're having a hard time scoring yourself, you can't give an opponent extra opportunities and give them life. So I think between that was really the one thing I'll look through the film and see. But we've obviously have shot it well. I don't even think we even have to shoot it well, just shoot it average. But you have to be able to do those other things. We have to be able to guard better without fouling. That we let them get to the bonus too quick, specifically in the second half. And then obviously the defensive rebounding, very key rebounds at inopportune times for us. But credit to USC and obviously we knew Baker Mazzaro is a heck of a player, and you get in a close game and they put the ball in his hands and he makes plays. And when we did get him to miss, usually SR, but sometimes others were there to clean up messes and give them life in an extra possession or the putback directly. So, questions?
John?
You have that 12-point lead with 12 minutes to go. Specifically in that last 12 minutes, what do you feel like? Where did things kind of go wrong? Where did it unravel?
Well, 5 points in 10 possessions. It's not good recipe to hang on to a lead. I'll look at when the rebounds came in. We came out of that timeout 58-46. We gave up 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession, and they scored. And that just gave them life back. And even though it was a 10-point game, then we were seemed like we were stuck on 58 forever. You only 15. There wasn't a lot of possessions because there was only, from that point on, we had been 17 points on the first 13 possessions got us to that point. So half the first half with only 13 possessions, and then the rest of the half we went 5 on the next 10, 11 on the last 9. So you're not going to have a lot of possessions, and when you give up extra ones like that, like I said, that's just what I described. You makes it hard to overcome a poor shooting night when you give them extra opportunities and don't close the door defensively.
Cam?
Scoring on the interior was difficult at times.
Scoring everywhere was difficult.
Was that
most of the time
more of a matter of their length or just missing bunnies?
I mean, we missed threes, we missed bunnies, we missed about any way you can miss it. So I'll have to look through and see. I thought for the most part the threes were good. I thought we had wide open looks. We had stuff right at the rim. We got a couple blocked. I don't know if that impacted us or messed with us. It shouldn't. I mean, it's not we play big teams every day. So, you have to be able, like I said, you have to be able to overcome those rough shooting afternoons and find other ways to get it done when it's there for you to take.
Michael?
It felt like Nick was the only one who was having consistent, success scoring the ball. What was he doing that others weren't?
He was aggressive. I thought he was doing a good job of getting his feet in the paint, obviously. Found guys, moved the ball. Probably could have had more assists had we made shots. But I thought he was the one that right from the beginning I thought was, got off to a good start. I didn't like I said before at the outset, I didn't like our start. And it took us a bit to get going. And Nick, obviously, I thought was pretty engaged from the start. But they were going to go under ball screens. They were going to, challenge him in different ways and try to really load to his dribble penetration. But we have to be able to capitalize when he, makes plays for others. We have to be able to capitalize on that. So,
Coach, just on the last possession, I know you've typically said if you like the way the floor is spread, you won't use a timeout. What did you just see there from Nick?
Yeah, they were backpedaling. They were in retreat. I thought he got too deep, and at a point I thought he got to, he was going to get to the rim. I'll look and see if if there was some physical contact or not. But I thought about it. But he was coming with a good speed, and they were scattered. They were backpedaling. You put the ball in your better players' hands, and you try to make a play. and let him do that. And it didn't. We've done it many times, and today we didn't.
Let's go John and then Jim.
Uncharacteristic for JB to have 5 turnovers. You mentioned before how this team is best when JB's playing at his best. How did that maybe hold you guys back?
Yeah, I mean that's 5 opportunities we don't. 2-point game is 5 shots we don't get at the basket. So even though, like I said, it was a lower possession game, it's only 64 possessions. You want to be able to have every opportunity you can, and yeah, I thought he just had a hard time getting into a rhythm. Decisions with the ball. I'll look through the film and see what he saw and why he made the decision he did. But yeah, we have to, he has to play well. We need him to play well, and obviously he struggled. He's helped us. He's been terrific, and we got to help him get on track or bounce back. He will, But there's we can survive 3 for 13 from him if we do those other things I've talked about better.
Jim?
Greg, I know you like to go through one by one and kind of evaluate each shot. Of the 37 threes, is your sense that you'll take most of those, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll look through. I know maybe late there was a lot of wide open ones from what I saw from my vantage point. With how they were playing, with going underneath screens, with packing it in, with loading, you have to take what the defense gives you. I'll look through and evaluate, but I mean, we're built to shoot them. I mean, you don't have to go 20 for 37, but man, if you go 12 or 13, it just tips the scale so much, and it, you get in. Like I said, they were going to make us have to shoot them.
Way in the back, Coach. Go ahead.
Coach, you mentioned the start. Was there anything in the second half in the way of complacency or anything you didn't like about the team's mentality or mental aspect late in the game?
No, I thought second half we had a good start. I mean, we got out and jumped on the lead. We had a 12-point lead. I thought, like I mentioned earlier, that it was the defensive rebounding in a key sequence there where we had a lead that put life back into them. And they took advantage of it, and then we couldn't score. We were stuck offensively, but it was that little bit of a 5 or 10 possession stretch where we were stuck in neutral offensively, but we were giving them extra opportunities either via foul and get them to the bonus quicker than we need to or that we should allow, and then offensive rebounding on their part.
Final question. Just go with Michael.
You guys had 18 offensive rebounds yourselves. I mean, is there anything you wish you would have done better with those extra chances?
Put the ball in the basket. I mean, you get 18. That tells me the effort, right? You have to be playing hard to get 18 offensive rebounds. Of course, we missed a heck of a lot of them, so there was a lot of them to go get. It was, so the effort was there. But we go 4 for 19 from 3 in the second half. We go 5 for 16 from 2. So it's not just the threes, right? We didn't shoot twos worth the darn either. So that's the life you live. We've celebrated when the ball goes in, right? And I've said this 1,000 times because my mentor said it all the time. You can't yell them into shooting, making shots, right? I'm not going in to yell at them about going 4 for this or 5 for that because we've celebrated, a lot when we've made shots. So, we'll keep shooting. You don't get discouraged. You have to make sure you just keep taking the right shots and keep shooting, and good things will continue to happen like they have for the last, it's been a while since I've had a somber locker room. So we'll be okay.